Howdy folks, BC here. You're watching Deuce and Guns, and today is the 4th annual Black Friday Firearms Special here on Deuce and Guns. And now basically what I do is go through all the papers, all the sales papers, and I want to tell you the best deals nationwide on all the different firearms and firearm accessories that you'll find in the big box stores across the country. And today the stores we're going to cover for Black Friday, let me move over and show you the logos. We're going to go with Bass Pro Shop. I got a cheat sheet here. Dick's Sporting Goods, Academy Sports, Cabela's, Big 5, Dunham's, and Gander Mountain. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the logo in the bottom corner here so then you can know exactly what I'm talking about and forward to whatever store you want to see. First of all, Bass Pro Shop. Like every year, Bass Pro is pretty much a bust for Black Friday firearms. Their sales price is pretty much normal MSRP at normal stores everywhere else. The only thing they are good for is really cheap Federal Auto Match 22. They're going to have the 325 round box for $15.99. That's not a bad price, and this is actually extremely good ammo for your semi-automatic 22 rifle. Dick's Sporting Goods has several models of shotgun on sale on Black Friday. Number one is the Remington 870 Express, so a much nicer version than this one, for $230. I believe it even has wood furniture, which is nice. I don't own one, so I'll have to go to the stock photograph here. The Savage 320 Security Shotgun will also be on sale for $200 even. And for $180 you can pick up a Maverick 88 shotgun, which is basically a budget version of this Mossberg 500. And for $100 you can pick up a Savage Model 64F, just like this one right here. Now if you've been on my channel very long, you'll know that I've done several video reviews of this rifle. Now any rifles I've done, or any handguns I've done video reviews on, I'll put the links in the description below the video so you can check those out later. But back to this rifle, I love how it is engineered. It's very well engineered. It's all steel, which is nice. But unfortunately, I cannot get this particular rifle to shoot straight. Now I have been told by other owners that theirs shoots just fine. I just cannot get this one to shoot straight for some reason. So I'm thinking there is kind of a quality control issue. So if you buy it from Dick's Sporting Goods, $400, which that's where this one came from, Dick's Sporting Goods, $400 on Black Friday 2 years ago. It's a gamble. It's a $100 gamble, so it's not that expensive, but it is kind of a gamble. And for $200, you can pick up a standard Ruger 1022. Now, of course, this is not a standard Ruger 1022. Most of them don't live in that standard package for very long, and this is no exception. You will get one without a scope and without a big bull barrel on here. I think it is a wooden stock, and then everything else is blued, including the standard barrel. And again, if you watch my channel very much, you'll know that I am not a huge fan of the out-of-the-box accuracy of the standard Ruger 1022, which is why I added the barrel and everything else involved. But it's still a super fun gun. Out of the box, it's super reliable, and it is accurate enough to have fun with, and it is probably the most fun out of any semi-automatic 22s out there. And of course, it's a Ruger 1022, which means the sky's the limit on modifications. And to feed these 22 rifles you're going to purchase, they're going to have the Federal Auto Match 22 ammo on sale. You get 2 of these, so 650 rounds total, for a total of $35. That's not a bad price these days for 22 ammo, especially something of this quality. And now on to Academy Sports. Academy Sports has my all-time favorite Black Friday special. And what is that, you ask? Well, if you watch my channel very much, early on you'll know that I did a review of this. Of course, link in the description below the video. It is the Heritage Rough Rider Revolver. The Rough Rider Revolver is basically a Colt Peacemaker chambered in 22 long rifle. Now if you want later on, you can get a 22 Magnum cylinder, and it shoots great with that. I'll do a video review of that later on, I'm sure. But basically, the one from Academy Sports, 22 long rifle only, and for $99, $100. And I like this so much. Last year, I bought another one. Couldn't help myself. 2 years ago, they had basically it's the same exact revolver, but they change the grips every year. 2 years ago, they had the wood laminate grip. Last year they had the fake ivory grip, it's just plastic. And this year I believe it's going to be a black pearl, which looks very nice. Again, it's plastic, and you can actually go on the Heritage website and buy whatever grips you want later on. They're not that expensive, and you can get them customized for your name or company or whatever. And for $370 you can pick up a Henry lever action Golden Boy chambered in 22 long rifle. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is not the Golden Boy, this is the standard blued model. Now, I've been told many times that the Golden Boy actually has a little bit better, smoother action. And at the store, I do not disagree. That is true. You go to the store and you try each one of these, the Golden Boy is going to feel a little bit smoother than the blued model. But basically, I believe the Golden Boy is just pre-broken in, because once I got this thing broken in, it is super smooth and didn't take that much time to smoothen out on me. So if you want to save some money, you can get one of these for about $300, or on Black Friday you can spend an extra $70 and get the nice brass looking Golden Boy, which is very pretty and just very cool to own. And for $380 you can pick up a Smith & Wesson 642 Airweight, which is basically an aluminum frame 38 Special 5-shot carry revolver. Now I've had the Taurus copy of that for some time now, and I've used this up until very recently as my daily carry option. And it's a fantastic firearm, and being Smith & Wesson is going to have a much better trigger than a Taurus. So that's a great option for your daily carry. And for $330 you can pick up a Ruger LC9, which is basically the big brother to the very popular Ruger LCP, which is my daily carry right here. So if you're willing to sacrifice and carry a slightly larger firearm, you can have a much more powerful round than the 380 because it's chambered in 9mm. And for $480 you can pick up a Dpms Portico, which is a completely flat-sided AR-15. They'll have no sights, they'll just be a rail. And they're actually very, very good high-quality firearms. They are cheap. Again, no frills, but it's a great entry-level AR-15 for the new shooter. Now they also have let me look at my cheat sheet here, for $670 you can up this to the 308 model. Also flat-sided, Dpms Portico, but chambered in 7.62 NATO. And now let's talk about Cabela's. Cabela's for $500 will have the Dpms Oracle AR-15. Now this is just a Sportical. The Oracle is a much better, more improved version of this. It's going to have the same standard excellent barrel that they all have, but it's also going to have the brass deflector and the dust cover, so it's going to resemble your standard normal AR-15, still at a very budget-minded price. For $150 you can still get the Pieta Model 1851 cold copies there. It is a black powder revolver chambered in .44 caliber. I've done several black powder revolver videos on my channel, as well as this exact firearm, and the link in the description below the video, of course. Now, this is a great option for those who want to get into black powder shooting or just give it a shot, pun intended. And they're very fun. They're slow to fire, but they're very fun to shoot, and of course they always turn ahead at the range. And for $190 you can get the Woodstock blued version of the 1022. Of course, again, just like last time, it's not going to have the fancy barrel or the scope on it. It's going to have no scope, just iron sights, and the standard blued barrel. For $130 you can pick up a Heritage Rough Rider revolver. Now this is going to be 22 long rifle only, and the grip is going to be unusual. It's going to be a fake snakeskin grip. I don't know if it's going to be a wood grip fashioned in the form of snakeskin or plastic molded. I'm not sure which one it will be, but it will be a Heritage Rough Rider revolver chambered in 22 long rifle only. Now $130 is not a huge discount for these revolvers. You can usually find them on sale at the normal gun show for about $150. So $130, about $20 off. Is not as good as the deal you find at Academy Sports, but of course not everyone has an Academy Sports in their backyard. And now we're moving on to Big 5 Sports. Big 5 Sports for $200 is going to have the Maverick 88 shotgun, which is basically an economy version of this Mossberg 500 Persuader. Now the reason why it's $200 is because it does have the full tube extension on the magazine, which will make this an excellent option for home security. And there's one other firearm that Big 5 Sports had on sale that really caught my interest, and that's this one right here. It's an M1 carbine that's chambered in 9mm. I've never seen anything like that before. It's for $590, so it's not cheap. It's much cheaper than the 30 carbine ones that you can find somewhere. But again, 9mm M1 carbine, interesting. $590. I have no experience with it. I have no idea if it'll jam up every round or if it's going to be smooth sailing from day one on. But it's definitely interesting and something to take a look at if you're in the area. Now moving on to Dunham Sports. Now just like Academy Sports, Dunham's will also have a DPMS Oracle on sale, except for $480, it's going to have it for $500. Now again, this is not an Oracle, this is the Sportical model, the budget version. The Oracle will have the brass deflector and the dust cover. And again, all the DPMS models have an excellent barrel. And for $700, you can bump that Oracle up to a model chambered in 308. And for $570, you can pick up a Bushmaster AR-15. It's just a standard entry-level AR-15. Again, $570. Not bad. Now, the Bushmaster name is not quite as worth what it used to be, but it's still a entry-level firearm that will get you down the road and get you introduced to the world of AR-15s. And just like Dick's Sporting Goods, Dunham's is going to have the standard model Ruger 1022 for $200. That's going to be the wood standard barrel, iron sights, and a wood stock. Now, $200 is not a huge amount off. It's about maybe $10 to $30 off normal retail price, or at least what I see around here. Just not a huge savings, but it is something, and you can put that toward a new trigger group or a new barrel. And for $350, they're going to have the Ruger LC9, which again is the bigger brother to the very popular Ruger LCP. And for the low price of $300, you can pick up a Smith & Wesson SDVE chambered in 9 or 40 caliber. Now, it's a great entry-level pistol. The only problem is their magazines are stupid expensive. Usually they go for about $40 a piece, which is just too expensive for an entry-level pistol, especially when you compare it to a Glock magazine, which you can pick up for $15. And they're also going to have Century Arms standard AK-47 on sale, going for a low price of $630. And that is not a bad price, at least today, for an AK-47, and Century Arms AKs are not nearly as bad as they used to be. And just like Academy Sports, Dunham's has wisened up and started offering the excellent Heritage Rough Rider Revolver for $99. You'll have a standard, not a laminated, but a standard wood grip, which will be very classic looking, straight wood grip and blued barrel and action. And of course, it's just a great 22 long rifle version of the Colt Peacemaker. And last but not least, Gander Mountain. Now, it's pretty much a crapshoot every year whether Gander Mountain's going to have a great bunch of sales or be a bust. This year, they have quite a few really good and interesting sales. So let's get through these real quick. First of all will be the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. It's going to be $375. That's a great price. But again, be forewarned, Smith & Wesson magazines, they're very proud of them, and they cost an arm and a leg. So keep that in mind when you're budgeting for your firearm. And alongside the Shield, every store is supposed to have a certain number of used M&Ps, the actual standard M&P chambered in 40 caliber. They're all used, and I believe they're all purchased from old stock from police departments. For $370, you can get a Mossberg 500 Persuader just like this one with the full magazine tube. I don't think it's going to have the heat shield on it, but it does have the full magazine tube, making this perfect for home defense. For $530, you can get the Dpms Oracle right here. It's a great entry-level AR-15, or you can bump that up to $550 and get a Bushmaster ORC. Personally, I would tell you to get the DPMS. I think the DPMS is a little bit better quality than the new Bushmaster. For the low price of $220, you can pick up a Ruger LCP. The only caveat is it has to be the pink frame. So pink framed LCP, the low price of $220. And for $230, Gander Mountain's going to have Soviet-made Tokarev pistols in stock. Now, this is Romanian. I'm going to bet it's probably Romanian, the one that's going to be in stock. They're the most common Tokarevs out there in the market right now, but it could be Yugoslavian. Yugoslavian holds an extra round in the magazine. And speaking of magazines and rounds, this sucker, remember, this takes the 7.62 by 25 cartridge. Probably not something you're going to be able to find at Walmart. You're going to have to order that online more than likely. And keeping with the surplus theme, Gander Mountain's also going to have Yugoslavian SKS is in stock for $400 even. $400. The SKS has gone up in price quite a bit since I bought them, but it's an excellent battle rifle. 10 round magazine. It's got the grenade launcher if you ever need to launch a grenade. It's got the ladder sights for the actual grenade launcher, and of course the attached and swing out bayonet, you know, for marshmallows and stuff. And for you reloaders out there, Gander Mountain's going to have all their brass, bullets, and powder on sale discounted by 15%. And we all know the weather's getting colder, so it's reloading season, so probably time to stock up some. Now, Gander has the best deal for semi-automatic 22 rifles, and that is the Marlin 795 for $110. Now, it's not going to have the scope on, it's going to be the blued barrel and black synthetic stock, but it's going to have the Marlin reliability, the excellent Marlin microgroove barrel. Now, this is the version because they did change from Connecticut to Kentucky, but they've ironed out all their issues that first couple of months. And this is actually a Kentucky rifle, and it is a great shooter. I highly recommend this rifle. This is the best deal this year for semi-automatic 22 rifles. Now, along with these big box retailers, make sure you take a look at your local gun stores. Now, they're all going to have your Black Friday specials, but they're also going to be having Small Business Saturday specials. And a little birdie told me that a lot of them bought a ton of inventory in the scary black rifle looking market. So they're probably sitting on a ton of AR-15s and AK-47s that they were prepared to sell during the panic buying that's going to happen after the election. And of course, now the election's over, we know there's not going to be any kind of panic buying going on. So they're probably going to want to move that inventory. So you might be able to find a good AK-47 or AR-15 for a very decent price from your local gun store. Now, if I come across any other good deals, I'm going to put that in the description below the video, along with all the links to every firearm that I reviewed that I've shown here today. Well, guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go ahead and subscribe, because a lot more is on the way. And if you have any comments, questions, or show ideas, go ahead and leave those in the comment box below the video. And as always, you guys have a great day. See ya.